A terrifying moment for shoppers and staff at a Winnipeg Walmart. There was an altercation between an individual and security staff, and someone pulled out a gun. Standing by live with the details is CTV's Catherine Dow. Catherine, what happened?
Well, Marilee, it happened yesterday at the Walmart located at the Unicity Shopping Center in West Winnipeg. Winnipeg police say 4 teens entered the store, took backpacks off the shelves, filled them with merchandise, and tried to leave without paying. That's when a security guard grabbed one of them. During the altercation, another youth pulled out a gun and demanded the guard let the youth go.
The armed suspect pointing the gun at the security personnel and firing at him, almost hitting his face. Thankfully, the gun was determined to be a CO2 propelled cartridge air gun.
Winnipeg police were in the parking lot. Someone flagged them down and officers quickly entered the store and arrested 4 teenagers. Now facing armed robbery and weapons charges today are a 13-year-old boy, a 13-year-old girl, a 15-year-old girl, and a 17-year-old boy. All have been detained in youth custody.
Now, Catherine, police officers spoke quite candidly about this case at a news conference this afternoon. What are they saying about this incident and about retail theft in general?
So, Marilee, we heard from Inspector Jen McKinnon of the Major Crimes Division. She spoke from the heart about the reality of theft in Winnipeg today.
I'm a 28-year member of this service, and I have no words to describe how terribly wrong this incident could have gone.
Take a look at this video. When you look at this story, it's a story that saddens the heart. It shows the level of crime and problem in the province and in the city in particular. Looking at this case, it's not even a crime, but the ages of those involved. Young kids, 13, 17, having weapons, going stealing. And the unfortunate thing is that it's not that they are hungry. It's not that they just have to feed their family. It's all about selling those stuffs and using it to buy hard substances, which they take. And unfortunately, the crime is really growing up in the city. And every day you continue to hear stories of things happening like this. And the problem now, and the task at hand now, is to see how are we going to solve this problem? What are we going to do? These are young kids who are meant to be in school, who are supposed to be getting ready to resume, so to say, because we are seeing the early stages of September, and unfortunately, they are finding themselves in crime. And once the foundation is distorted, especially for the 13-year-old, there's no way you can maintain that high standard. It just takes chance or whatever for that person to have a change. And things like this, they start from when they were little. And the province needs to come out with a plan. It needs to do something, how to fight these crimes, especially crime involving teenagers and very young teens, especially somebody who is in their early teen going to rob a supermarket. Because that level of confidence, where it's coming from, nobody can say. Nobody just can figure that out. I hope this province finds a solution to this, help the police to do their work properly so that the level of crime in the city comes down drastically. Because if they should start getting themselves involved in crime at this early stage, who knows what will happen when they are in their 30s, 40s. Until next time, see you.
Childcare in Manitoba may be getting more affordable, but finding a spot has become more difficult. That's according to a recent survey of parents by Probe Research and the Manitoba Child Care Association. And as CTV's Danton Unger reports, for some parents, the hunt for daycare begins well before a baby is even born.
When it comes to childcare, Andrew Dick considers himself one of the lucky ones. His 1-year-old son, Edward, has a daycare spot this October.
That only came from kind of inside information and a referral from a friend. Otherwise, he's been on like dozens of wait lists for many months without any sort of lead.
It's a similar situation for Winnipeg parent Rhea Rock.
My firstborn, I put her on the list when I was pregnant and I got calls when she was 3. So obviously the traditional method of just putting yourself on the list doesn't really work.
Stories like theirs are far from unique, according to a survey of nearly 1,900 parents conducted by Probe Research and the Manitoba Child Care Association. It found parents spent an average of 17 months on a wait list, while 52% reported having to delay their return to work due to trouble finding a spot.
That's a big issue for us here in Manitoba. We need to provide more opportunities and more spaces for families to have access.
Association President Kathy Gardner says at the Charleswood daycare she operates, there's about 500 parents on a wait list.
That's pretty universal across the city.
She says while Manitoba's $10 a day childcare has made spots more affordable, it's also made them harder to find. She's calling on the province to boost funding for space and staff.
We have opened 3 new schools this September. All 3 of those schools will include daycare spaces, and so we have added more than 300 childcare spaces this fall alone.
Education and Early Childhood Learning Minister Tracy Schmidt says the province has plans to open more spots in the coming years as well, and when it comes to staffing, she pointed to a provincial pay bump up to $5 more an hour for frontline workers.
Our government is making great strides. We know that there's more work left to do.
Her message to parents on the wait list:
hang in there.
But for Andrew Dick, his advice:
as soon as a pregnant lady pees on the stick, you should be putting your name on childcare wait lists.
Danton Unger, CT.
Child care in Manitoba might be getting cheaper, but it's getting more and more difficult to get a spot in daycare. And I have a series of stories. I have friends who, because my own kids are not small, but when I had the story of being on the wait list, and according to the survey, can take people up to 17 months, can be in the wait list for a long time. And I'm surprised that why will it take this long for people to find space? I've known people who find it so difficult to find a spot. It's sad because parents, they have to work, and without what they earn, they have to take care of their family, and unfortunately they can't find where to put their kids. It's cheap, but it's difficult finding a spot. Truly, it's $10 per day. It's cheap, but being on the waiting list is crazy. And from what I've heard, you should be on the wait as soon as you test yourself and you discover you are pregnant. Quickly go and put yourself on the waiting list, or else you are not getting any spot. I remember someone who told me, who just came in newly to Canada, to Winnipeg, and just gave birth, was just thinking, just go get my daycare. And he said, you already gave birth? Oh, sorry. You have to go on the waiting list. It's cheap, quite all right. So the problem now is it because it's cheap? Is that why the waiting list is long, or there are not enough facilities? That's a question that needs to be answered by the government. Anyway, the government is saying we should hang in there. They are making critical investments in childcare so that every family will have access to adequate childcare. We are hoping and keeping our fingers crossed, hoping they do what's best. That's the way I see it. And all the best to the parents out there. Hope you find a good spot, and hope you don't wait too long to get an adequate spot. But the most important thing, government, please do something about this so that it makes it easier. It becomes scary for those who are still looking at kids, because to think of the level of trauma you go through, that no, I can't do this again. I can't wait this long. So I hope it's best for them. See you soon. And if you like my video, please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. It goes a long way. Thank you.